Last night at 11:30 p.m., the suspect vehicle, the first one I'm going to speak about is going to be the safe recovery of Onnika Fisher, the abduction that we had that began Friday. Last night at about 11:30 p.m. near Perry, Georgia, traveling southbound on I-75. The suspect vehicle was spotted. Those law enforcement authorities up there conducted a traffic stop, arrested the suspect, and safely recovered Onnika. And just with that, like I said throughout the weekend, thank you very much for continuing to keep this news story in the focus of the public. Thank you. Next one I'm going to discuss is going to be the murder arrest last night from Applebee's. This one took place at 843 Lane Avenue South. The victim is Lisa Marie Veney. She's a white female, 42 years old. And the suspect who's been arrested is Sheridan Landell Veney Sr. He's a black male. He's 44 years old. Last night at about 7:47 p.m., the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office was dispatched to the Applebee's. The suspect was meeting his daughter there for dinner. The victim returned to the restaurant, and they had a disturbance or an altercation inside the restaurant, at which time the suspect, she got up from the table to leave. The suspect followed her to the door, at which time he fired at her, shooting and killing her shot her 5 times, killing her there. And he was arrested, and he made a full confession. Any questions?
Did anyone in this restaurant tackle him, stop him, hold him for police?
No. My understanding is that after he fired, the daughter became involved at that point. He pretty much just remained by, waiting for the police to show up.
He just got passive and said, okay, I've done my deed.
I don't know the exact details as far as whether or not he got passive or not, but my understanding is he just stood by and waited for the police to show up.
And handgun?
It was a .38 revolver handgun.
Is there a history of arrest or domestic violence or anything between the two?
He does not have any arrest history at all. There's what we were told is that there was some undocumented domestic violence history between the two of them, but we don't have any documentation of that.
And what happens to Miss Fisher now, the mother?
She's in custody up in Georgia. Of course, it's still an active investigation, but she's up in Georgia in custody, and the girl's been returned here to DCF.
Will the mother be returned eventually?
Eventually she will, yes.
Okay. Any further questions?
DCF was the one that... Did DCF go back and get her? I'm sorry, did JSO get her and bring her back?
No, our investigative team went up to Georgia and basically returned her this morning to DCF.
Just following the cherished periwinkle thing, anything that you might have learned going forward to handle this Amber Alert situation?
No, I mean, in this particular case, I mean, the Amber Alert was issued rather quickly. And, we did, in fact, have an Amber Alert issued in the cherished periwinkle case. We did dedicate a lot of resources to that. So, I mean, moving forward, with this particular case, just, FDLE issued the Amber Alert rather quickly in this case.
Couldn't help but notice, though, on Saturday morning that a silver alert was what was on all the DOT signs on I-95. There was no Amber Alert on this little girl, even though there was an ears alert out that there was an Amber Alert.
Yeah, I know personally from my cell phone, I know I did receive the Amber Alerts. Driving home that night, I did see them up on the interstate.
It's just
here,
that
so I don't know with the...
They weren't rotating between the two. It was silver, silver, silver all the time.
I don't have an answer for that.
Any further questions about the investigation?
Or act like nothing was wrong. It was her kid when she got pulled over in Georgia.
No, she didn't resist arrest at all. Just pulled over and they arrested her.
Any further questions?
Chief, the age of the teenager in the Veney case?
18 years old.
Okay. And then did they all live in the same home?
The husband and wife, they were separated. They lived in different houses.
Okay. The 18-year-old lived with?
The mother.
The mother.
I think that's... I'll get clarification on that. I'm not sure about that. Actually, the 18-year-old was... but I'll find out for you.
Okay. Appreciate it.
And was there some kind of, oh my God, let's rush the door, get the hell out of here at the Applebee's when this shooting occurred? I mean, did people just flee this place, to your knowledge?
I don't have that answer for you. I know that immediately after he shot her, there were people, I guess, in close proximity. I could only imagine that people were trying to get out of the way at that time.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Chief.
All right,